Oregon has been one of the best offensive lines in all of college football this year, particularly in terms of their pass protection. All 5 of their starters have been incredible this year, and all 5 of them look to have promising NFL futures. But my favorite player on their offensive line is left guard Emmanuel Pregnon. Pregnon was a player who I thought had day 3 tape last year at USC, but he has really turned it around this year for the Ducks and is playing himself into first round consideration. How high could he be taken in April, and what is his ceiling at the next level? That is what we will be going over in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a ton and lets me know you guys are enjoying the videos. Comment down below which prospects you guys want to see me talk about in a future episode, and without further ado, let's get into it. Emmanuel Pregnon was unranked in the 2020 recruiting class coming out of Denver, Colorado, and ended up going to Wyoming to start his career. He got his first collegiate snaps in 2022 for the Cowboys and played pretty well, and transferred to USC the following year. In 2 seasons with the Trojans, Pregnon was viewed as one of the better guards in college football. He played 1,066 pass blocking snaps and allowed 32 pressures and 0 sacks. He had 1 final year of eligibility left and hit the transfer portal yet again, this time committing to Oregon, where he has been one of the best guards in all of college football this year. In 284 pass blocking snaps, Pregnon has allowed just 2 pressures and 0 sacks on the year. He's a player who has improved a ton this season, and I think he has some real NFL tools and upside. The first thing I really like about Emmanuel Pregnon is his size and athleticism for the guard position. He's listed at 6'5", 318 pounds, and I think he has the ideal length that you look for in a starting offensive guard as well. But on top of that, I think he is a really explosive athlete and is very good at moving in space. I think he is going to run a pretty favorable time, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if he runs somewhere in the 4.8s to 4.9s. And I think from a traits perspective, there are some really interesting things in Pregnon's game. We mentioned the pass protection being a big strength of this Oregon offensive line this year, and Pregnon has been a major factor in that phase for the Ducks. I think Pregnon is very good with his hands. He brings some serious pop and hits defenders with really good power in his hands. I thought he did a really good job of countering pass rushing moves as well. I also felt like Pregnon had very good, reliable hand placement for the guard position as well. He got his hands on the outside shoulders of defenders, and he was able to dominate the rep with his hands. But I also think he has shown really good footwork. He has shown the athleticism to recover, and he's got good recovery speed, and I thought he anchored pretty well for the position. He very rarely gets beat to power, and I think he checks a lot of the boxes that you look for. However, there still are some areas in his game that I'd like to see him get better at in pass protection. And I think the biggest one is Pregnon exposes his outside shoulder too often. When Pregnon gets beat, it's because he oversets on his outside, leaving his inside shoulder exposed, and he's very susceptible to inside moves. That's been a struggle for him throughout his entire collegiate career, and while he has been better this year for Oregon, it is still something worth noting and something that I think NFL defensive linemen are going to be able to expose at the next level. But overall, I really like Pregnon's tools as a pass protector, and I think the traits are all in there for him to be a very good one. As a run blocker, I think Pregnon is also very talented in this phase. He is an exceptionally good athlete in space like we talked about earlier. He has very good explosiveness off the snap and moves to the second level extremely well. Oregon loves to use him as a puller, and I think he has been excellent at that throughout his career. He has the athleticism, but he also plays with a physicality and nastiness in space that I love to see from offensive linemen. He locates defenders at the second level really well and loves to drive them into the turf, playing with a finisher's mentality. There aren't many areas I'm worried about with Pregnon on the ground game, but I do think if there is one thing I'd like to see him clean up, it is his balance. Balance is an area that I have noticed being an issue in all phases for Pregnon, because he has the tendency to overextend and end up on the ground. He's inconsistent at timing his hand strikes from time to time, which is never something you want to see on tape. Ultimately, I'm not too worried about this, and I think his play strength has gotten a lot better in 2025, but it is still something worth noting that once again, NFL defensive linemen might be able to take advantage of at the next level. Emmanuel Pregnon is a player I have fallen in love with this year. He's a very good player that I think can impact all phases as a blocker. He can impact the ground game, he's a great athlete, and I think he has really improved his game in pass protection. He's gotten stronger, he's gotten better with his hands, and I'm absolutely all in on Emmanuel Pregnon. I have Pregnon as my number one guard in this draft class. I think the tools are all there for him, and I think he can be a multi-year starter at the next level. Pregnon has a first-round grade for me in this class and is my top-ranked interior offensive lineman overall. In terms of a scheme fit, I think Pregnon is a perfect fit for a zone rushing attack. Whether you're running inside or outside zone, with his athleticism and his ability to be used in space as an athlete, getting him out in space as a puller, I think NFL teams are going to love to tap into that athleticism and use him as a lead blocker in the run game. I think that's where he will fit best at the next level, and it's where Oregon has been able to get the most out of him this year, so I'd like to see him in a heavy zone rushing attack. My player comparison for Emmanuel Pregnon is Carolina Panthers left guard Damian Lewis. While Pregnon may be a better overall lateral agility athlete, Damian Lewis has been awesome for Carolina and has been an absolute steal when they signed him a couple of years ago in free agency. He is a solid pass protector with good strength and pretty good with his hands, but where he thrives is as a run blocker, where he is phenomenal at driving guys off the ball, playing with that nasty finisher's mentality, and being a lead blocker. Carolina has been one of the best teams in the NFL at running the football, and a big part of that has been because of their guard play, and Damian Lewis has been nothing short of remarkable. I think Pregnon, with his athleticism, his traits, and his overall skill set, could have a very similar type of impact to what Damian Lewis has been able to do in Carolina. Emmanuel Pregnon is a zone beast. With his athleticism, his size, and the upward trajectory he has made each and every year of his career, I think the NFL is really going to like him as a player, and ultimately, I believe that Emmanuel Pregnon will be a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft.